but you keep calling the officers out to your place. They make an arrest, and then later you decide, or I feel like it's not even something that you decided upon that day. I feel like it's something that you just do in order to prevent a fight from happening or continuing or however case, but you can't keep doing that.
When he touches me, that's when I have to do something about it. I mean,
So
we've
why
gone
don't
through
you
many
see it
arguments.
all the way through and maybe move out?
That's the thing. Why should I have to move out, though, if he's the aggressor?
If you're afraid, if you're really, truly afraid for your safety, it shouldn't be a matter of, well, I shouldn't have to move. Pride shouldn't even be involved.
But again, why should I have to move out? I mean, he's the aggressor, not me.
I'm good.
All right. Now, are you going to continue to live together?
No.
No.
We hadn't moved out just yet because
When are you moving out?
Oh, well, I'm hoping to by next year.
Next year.
Well, it's just
So
like 2 months away.
regardless
2 months.
of what we decide today, the two of you will still be living together?
I hadn't moved because we were saving for a cruise.
I have the picture.
So here's my question. I understand your point about why should I move out. But one of the orders that you were issued as part of your emergency protective order is what's called a move-out order. The cops actually ordered him on December 5th to move out immediately for 7 days.
Exactly. And
So
in those
they
7
ordered
days,
him
it
to move out.
gave us time to think about everything. And then I'm like, okay, me being dumb, it's like, okay, let's try to work this relationship. Because I'm the type of person, I like to work on relationships.
I understand,
So
but
he moved back, and it's like, we were good for a while, and then again.
But any one of these emergency protective orders could have been converted into a restraining order. And a permanent restraining order would very probably have included a move-out order. So you wouldn't have necessarily had to move out. You could have pursued any one of these emergency protective orders and have Mr. Romo move out. Why not do that? Why simply call the police
Because I
so
wanted
many
to work on
times?
a relationship. I mean, hello, we've been together for 10 years. When
And
you've
if
been
we
with
were-
somebody, when you shared your life with somebody for 10 years, it's really hard to just say, you know what, I want you out of my life permanently.
Okay, but at what point do we say, I'm going to stop calling the cops every week or two, and I'm just going to realize that I need to move forward with a longer-term solution?
Like I said, I'm the type of guy, I like to work on a relationship.
And why do you wanna
I don't
work
want to
on
lose
it?
him as a friend.
But why do you want to work on it? I mean, he may have his reasons for staying in the relationship, but I wouldn't want to be friends with someone, much less be in a romantic relationship with someone who would call the police and, like you said, lie about something happening. Why? Would you even want to communicate
We look back
with
on
this
the
person?
beginning, like our early years when we were strictly best friends, and like I said, we had a lot of fun together, and that was our goal when we stopped dating, to at least be best friends like we were at one time. There have been times where I'm like, you know what, forget it, I'm done. Actually, a few weeks ago, I even said that. I don't even want to be your friend because on the cruise we went on, which we were supposed to like kind of rehash our friendship and be friends, there was problems again on the cruise, and I got left waiting somewhere on the cruise for him.
Well, that seems like it's another lawsuit. I have nothing for it.
Yeah, me neither.
We're going to excuse the parties while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both very much.
This courtroom is now in recess.
This is a complicated relationship, but it doesn't seem to me a very complicated case. I don't believe there's any cause of action here to recover the money that he was required to pay to post bail. There's no definitive evidence that he lied to the police. While we may disagree with his decision and his serial calling of the police rather than taking some other action, I don't think that makes him liable for the amount that Mr. Romo had to pay to post bail. And this agreement that was written, this is not a contract that was entered into where each party is agreeing to do something in exchange for something else. This was a completely one-sided promise where the plaintiff, without giving anything up, extracted a promise to pay from the defendant. And legally, that's a contract without consideration, which is not valid.
That's a very interesting perspective on the question of consideration. I didn't see it that way. What I saw it was this is a very unusual contract, to say the least. And also, I think this is essentially the classic case of manipulation, domination, perhaps even at one point between two people who had an emotional relationship, who maybe shouldn't have continued to have that emotional relationship.
Definitely should not have. No, I agree. I mean, I was definitely questioning the defendant about his reasons for calling the police nonstop and why the plaintiff would stay. But all of us know that if a case gets dropped, it doesn't necessarily mean that someone isn't guilty. But that's not even the point here. So I definitely agree with you.
I think we have a
I
verdict.
think we have a verdict. Yes, terrific.